Hello everyone, my name is Steven and I am a first year dental student. Today I want to talk about an extremely important topic, and that is why I decided to choose dentistry as my life's work. A career choice is an extremely difficult decision to make, and it often can take many years of trying different things and experiencing the ups and downs of life before you arrive at that eventual decision of what you want to do with your life. And if you found yourself at this video, it's likely that you're still trying to decide, and thankfully, you're considering dentistry, which I think is a really good decision. In today's video, I want to just discuss why I decided to pick dentistry as my life's work, what led me to that decision, and where I'm at right now moving into my future. So hopefully I'm able to say a few things in this video that can guide you in your own decision and help you along the way with what is truly a difficult situation. If you're new to the channel, I'm a first year dental student and I make videos about my life in and around dental school. So if you're interested in similar content, go ahead and subscribe now, and there's plenty on my channel to see and plenty coming out in the near future for you to check out. So let's get right into the video. The first thing that I want to talk about is my background with dentistry and my life leading up to this point where I'm at right now. You may know this if you've been watching my videos for a while, but my dad is actually a dentist himself and has been for about 40 years. So right off the bat, you might think, okay, that's pretty simple. His dad's a dentist, so he decided to become a dentist. Nothing much to that. And in a sense, that's somewhat correct. I obviously grew up around dentistry. Some of my earliest memories of my dad were him coming home with a kit of instruments that he would use to pull our teeth, and I used to go to school and tell everybody in my class that my dad actually pulled my teeth, and that was like the coolest thing ever. So I definitely have a lot of memories of dentistry as a child. And I remember going to his office and sitting at his desk and watching him kind of get up and go see a patient and then come back. And I had those experiences and those memories. But as a child, I didn't really think about it all that much. And even moving into middle school and high school, I kind of knew that maybe this was the direction I was going, but I certainly wasn't sure about it. And I have to say, from my dad's perspective, I think he looked at me and saw a good possibility that I would end up doing the same thing that he did. And the reason for that is that we are pretty similar in a lot of ways, and a lot of the things that he's interested, I became interested in as well. So I can say for sure he helped guide my decision to become a dentist, but he certainly was not the main reason why I decided to do it. And that sort of perfectly leads me into my next point of this video, which is discussing my experiences in undergrad. If you don't know, I went to undergraduate at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville and got a degree in English with a minor in biology. And during my time there at Tennessee, that's sort of really when I decided I wanted to be a dentist. For me, it was kind of like a movie scene. I actually signed up for a RAM clinic, which is remote area medical. If you're a pre-dental student, you should definitely see if there's any sort of remote area medical clinics in your area or near you, because they're incredible and they're something that's great to add to your resume. But I signed up for a remote area medical. I think I was a junior in college, and it was way up in the corner of Tennessee in a town I'd never heard of, and I was just sort of a shot in the dark. I didn't know what it was going to be like. And for the first few hours of my experience there, I was kind of just seating patients and not really doing a whole lot. Then one of the older professors and doctors came up to me and asked me if I had ever assisted a dentist before. I actually hadn't, even though my dad was a dentist. We hadn't done the assisting thing yet. So I said no, but I said that I was very interested in trying. And they were super short on people, so he brought me over, got me a coat, and I started to assist right there in extractions for a fourth year dental student. And it was like my eyes were open to my future. I saw it all right there in front of me. And it was, like I said, it was kind of like a movie. It was one of those weird life experiences that you just never forget. I remember getting out of that RAM clinic and immediately calling my dad and just explaining the passion that I felt for dentistry all of a sudden, like out of nowhere. And I told him, I remember, I wish I could start practicing dentistry tomorrow. So for me, it was like this big boom moment of like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm gonna do. But not everybody has that same experience. Sometimes it's little things that sort of snowball over time that lead you into your profession. But either way, you should feel drawn to it in one way or another. And I'll continue to talk about that in this video. So undergrad definitely started to shape me towards dentistry, and I had already been working on my grades because I knew no matter what I did with my life, I wanted to have really good grades in college. So I was kind of already set up in the right position to apply to dental school and to start going in that direction. Of course, the rest is history. I ended up applying and getting in, thankfully, And now I'm a dental student doing everything that is involved with that. And it's been great. But what exactly about dentistry as a profession attracted me? There are a couple things about dentistry that I absolutely loved the idea of and absolutely could see myself within. And the first of these things was the ability to alleviate pain and suffering in my fellow human beings. I think this is probably a bit cliche, but when somebody comes to you in pain and they're literally suffering and they say, I want you to help alleviate this pain and make me feel better, and you have the ability to do so as a practitioner, there's just an immense power in that. And that's one of the things that I greatly appreciate about dentistry. I look forward to not only helping alleviate pain, but also maybe helping people regain their smile. Changing the way people feel about themselves and their lives with their smile is something that excites me and excites pretty much everybody that goes into dentistry. And all of that is hopefully in my future, but the point is being able to truly affect people on this level with dentistry is a very real thing and something that I definitely loved about the profession. The next thing on this list is working with my hands. I've always enjoyed working with my hands, building things. I used to string lacrosse sticks, which are tying little knots, and working with lacrosse heads. I just enjoy creating, and this is where the creativity side meets the dentistry side, because every day you're working with your hands and you're creating something right there in front of you. And I will also say that now, experiencing dentistry firsthand in dental school, this aspect of it can be very difficult, but it's something that we all experience and get better at with time. So the working with the hands aspect is, to me, really cool and something that kind of sets dentistry apart from some of the other medical professions. Each of us becomes a surgeon, which I think is pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to that in my future. The next point is understanding the human body at a very detailed level. Something about knowing what's going on with the human body at sort of every level has always attracted me, and it's one of the reasons why I decided that the healthcare profession in general was for me. I'm still, of course, at the early stages of this, but I enjoy being in a room full of people, of my friends that I went to school with in college, and having them kind of look to me for knowledge about what's going on with the human body. I also just enjoy the aspects of learning that come along with knowing the different parts of the body, the different systems, and all the science behind it. While it is extremely difficult and never easy, learning about the human body is awesome, and when you become a dentist, you're gonna learn head to toe, and it's pretty cool. The next thing that I love about the idea of dentistry as a profession is becoming respected within my community. My plans for my future in dentistry are, of course, still forming, but one of the main central goals is likely to work with my dad in the next 3.5-ish years. And he works in a small town in Tennessee where everyone sort of knows everyone, and he, as a dentist, is one of the members of the community that is respected. I like the idea of being able to impact the people around me and to be able to give back to the community that's giving everything to me. Being respected as a member of that community is something that I greatly look forward to, and it's something that I think you as a dentist, especially in private practice, have the ability to do. This is one of the differences between doctors and dentists, is that often doctors who are working in hospitals aren't as well known within their communities. And I'm not necessarily thinking about this from the ego side, but more so the side of being respected and appreciated by the individual lives that you're impacting as a dentist. So I appreciate that aspect of dentistry, and it's definitely up there for me in the things that I enjoy about it. The last thing that I want to talk about briefly is similar to the last point, and that is becoming a business owner. Dentistry is a profession that offers us the ability to combine the healthcare field with small business ownership. And personally, this is one of the best and most important things to me about dentistry as a profession. I will eventually have the ability to own my own business and make my own business decisions, which I'm super, super excited about. And for most people that go into dentistry, this is at least in the cards somewhere, owning their own business, and I know pretty much everyone wants to do it eventually. I have absolutely so much to learn about the business world and the money side of dentistry and all of that, and I look forward to learning those things. Right now, of course, I'm focusing on actually learning how to become a dentist so that I can be a good practitioner, an honest and truthful caregiver. But the business side of dentistry is something I'm really looking forward to getting into in the years to come. So those are some of the many things that I really appreciate about dentistry as a profession, and I hope at least one or two of those things sort of spoke to you and you thought, I kind of align with that pretty heavily. And lastly, in this video, I want to address why you maybe shouldn't become a dentist. I could probably do an entire video on this topic alone, but I wanted to talk to some of you who are on the fence about becoming a dentist And maybe you're thinking, this may not be the profession for me, but I'm not entirely sure about that. The number one thing that should probably keep you from becoming a dentist is not being able to be around blood, spit, and just the human body in general. Dentistry is a very hands-on profession, and you will be working in people's mouths all day long. And if that's something that you're not gonna enjoy doing, dentistry is just not for you. I've never had a problem with blood or anything like that, and I actually think that surgeries within the mouth are particularly fascinating, and I've enjoyed watching them from the start. So if you get kind of queasy with the blood thing, maybe this isn't for you. And I know that there are people that have gone into dentistry that felt like that in the beginning and they just sort of got used to it. So it's not a deal breaker, but keep that in mind. The next thing that should keep you from becoming a dentist is probably if you don't enjoy working with your hands. If your hands shake really bad, like every time you hold them up, or you just find it annoying or difficult to work with your hands and to do small little movements and things, maybe dentistry isn't the profession for you. I said this briefly earlier, but working with your hands in dentistry is actually an extremely difficult thing to do, and it takes many years to get good at it. So if you see yourself becoming frustrated with trying to do these micro movements, maybe it's not for you. The third thing on this list that you should consider is if you hate science and you absolutely despise every science course you've ever taken, dentistry is definitely not for you. I will say I was never the smartest in my science classes growing up. I never had the best grades in my science courses, but I definitely enjoyed science and I definitely saw myself pursuing it in the future. For me, it's been finding how to manage it and to just get through it, but I still enjoy science quite a bit. And the last thing that I want to briefly talk about, you shouldn't become a dentist if you want your career to take off right now. In dentistry, like anything else in the healthcare profession, it's going to take you many years to get to where you want to be in the profession. So if you're in college right now and you're ready to start working and making money in life, don't go into dentistry because it's going to take you a lot of years and a lot of money to get you to that eventual point of success. And even after you graduate and start working, it may take you many years after that to find that success. But if you're someone who looks at the bigger picture of your life and is okay with seeing many years into the future, dentistry might be something that you should consider. So guys, I'm super excited to see how my own career progresses and to see what happens to me within this field. And hopefully you're in a similar position with your own career. Like I said, many of you may be on the fence and may be considering dentistry. And even if you're just considering it, it's honestly quite a blessing. Dentistry, in my opinion, is one of the best professions that we have in the world. And I'm super blessed and excited that I'm gonna be a part of it in a few years. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. And if it was, please let me know in the comments and let me know if I helped you make the decision to take the leap and join me in the dental profession. As always, like this video if you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you thought. And remember to subscribe to the channel for all of the awesome stuff that's coming out in the future. I'm currently home for my first year of dental school winter break right now, so I have a little bit of time to create some videos and I'm super excited about that. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you very soon in the next one. God bless you all, and I appreciate every single one of you. Peace out.